What's up, guys? Best Ball Draftpalooza back Monday night, the best night. Tattoo with the rhymes. Coming in with a little rap. This is like the start of a rap song about best ball, I think. Don't be a dummy, eat a gummy. Draft with the geek, gonna win the money. What's up, guys? All right, we are back. We are live. It is Monday night best ball stream time streams. We got the gummies going. Have a little bit of fun here as always. And I'm trying to think what's new in the best ball streets, but it's really not a whole lot. Bit of a slow time for news right now. This gap between mini camps and when training camp actually begins. We don't get a whole lot of information, but we got to hammer a ton of drafts out. So let's get into it. I think we'll start. I think we'll split them up this week. I've got freebies. Actually, let's start with DraftKings because I got all kinds of freebies from last week's stream. There were all these best ball week specials, and now I've got all these freebie tickets in my DraftKings account. So I got to use them, or we're gonna lose them. Ooh, 555. Should we do that? Should we do a 555? No, we're not going to do that. I'm not mentally prepared for a 555. So let's jump into the play action. And Nathan Kohler, I mean, yeah, same here. Yeah, let's go 3. All right, we'll do the play action, boys. Squidward, I'm in. So if you guys want to draft with me for this one, we'll rock it together. Use our free tickets. We earned it last week with all of our entries. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play action. Let's go, motherfuckers. Now, just a reminder, anybody who's new, who's here for the first time, who hasn't heard my shit about these contests, the way these best ball contests work, it's going to be all about correlation. It's going to be all about player combinations. First, making the playoffs is key. Obviously, you got to make the playoffs, but when you're in the playoffs, everything resets in this type of league. And so the only way you're going to win those giant playoff slates, and they're giant, like you start to get into like 500, but you got to come in first. Hundreds of people, you got to come in first. And the only real way to give yourself a chance to actually win one of these is to be very aggressive with correlation. And understand this Millie Maker, like especially the DraftKings Millie Maker version, these contests are not designed to pay out much. Oh, yeah, look at all the Army helmets in here. We're all sandwiched together, by the way. But these contests are not really designed for you to like do well finishing in like 15th place. It's not that good. Like even with all the entries, it's super top heavy, these type of contests, especially the DraftKings Millie Maker and the BBM flagship on Underdog. That's kind of why I like some of the other ones. I think you're almost better off avoiding the flagship contests generally and doing like the side ones. They're a little less top heavy, a little more winnable, and you'll get a better idea. Like one of the hard things in life is like, you want to get a better idea of like, am I actually good at this? Right. And when you only enter giant 300,000 person contests, you're not going to get a good gauge of, am I actually good at this? That's one of the tricky things about DFS and definitely GPPs in general, guys. Like when you do like GPP tournaments, you could be really good and still not win. And then you're like, I suck at this. And you get all frustrated and you're like, I can't take it anymore. Right. So the way to get around that in my mind is do some smaller contests. If you're watching this stream, you're already going to be prepared enough for fantasy football this year that, I highly recommend like doing lots of regular fantasy football leagues with your buddies, like, or other ones, but like do lots of fantasy football leagues too. You win those, you feel good about them. Like I put $100, I win the league, I get 600. I feel great. I love it. $500. Okay. It's a good feeling. Got to have a bunch of those. Hell yeah. I did know that tattoo. Fuck yeah. That's what's up. By the way, my guy Tattoo here sent me the Guns N' Roses live, I guess, MTV concert from 1988. Fire, dude. I've been listening to it all day. Yeah, there it is. That's right, Squidward. That's what I'm saying. I was so prepared last season. I didn't do a lot of best ball like before the last year. Even last year I did it only on stream. I didn't do it myself solo. And now I'm doing more and more because it's so fun. I'm like, I say to myself also, like, why the fuck why am I not just always drafting teams? Should always be drafting. All right. I'm coming up on my pick. Justin Jefferson was the outside of the norm pick right there. Organized Chaos is on the clock, and we are up next. And then we've got a freaking gauntlet of DFS Army helmets. Yeah, I keep telling that story everywhere because I'm going to see GNR, and it's on top of mind. It's top of mind. Let's see what the ADP says here. CMC is available here. I don't have any Amon-Ra St. Brown lineups. I'm going Arsby. Let's build a Goff stack. That's what's up. I don't have many Goff stacks this season. Yeah, you got to always be drafting, guys. This is for real. Got to be drafting. I was never more prepared for my draft than, like I said, last year, because I was like, by the time you do enough best balls, you've got ADPs completely memorized. And that's one of the fun things about this format. It actually preps your muscles for your regular season long league. Yeah, that is a lot. And that is a lot of early drafts. I feel like I tend to get like August is still a good month for slows. That's when a lot of news is coming out. Nothing really slows down. I think, I try to think about like what's the better time to be drafting. Ray Zanny's in the house. What's up, Ray? Hold on. I got to be prepared for this. What's up, Ray? God damn it. Oh, yeah. Wait, one more time. What's up, Ray?
Fist bump push-up testing. FPC's a way of life. I'm a Guido for life.
Yes. But my question is, took me a while to queue up that video. It completely threw me off. My question is, do you think it's better to be drafting early or wait, I'm on the clock. No, I'm not on the clock. Do you think it's better to be drafting early or late? Like, what's the good time to draft? I'm throwing this out there to you guys. Like, you can get some very good value. There you go. Early season, but the later drafters have the advantage. The later drafters' advantage is that they know things from training camp that we're not going to know. Like, they already know that like Zachariah Branch is like kicking ass in camp, or Adonai Mitchell, or this name or that name, right? Like, they already know. And so that's an advantage, right? To those kind of people who wait a little bit. Let's see who's on the clock. Board the captain. Yeah, Roger Burwell says it, man. Got to be drafting, dude. Get your fucking brain right. Oh, Chase Brown. This is setting up really weird for me, guys, because it does make me want to get my hands on some AJ Brown here and start with what for me will be a very unusual starting two. Yeah, I'm doing it. YOLO. Let's go. Amon-Ra and AJ Brown. The Brown brothers. What can Brown do for you? I should keep taking more Browns. Who else's last name is Brown that I can take? There might not be any more. Actually, that's it. Yeah, I listen. Regular season, more power to everybody that's playing regular season best ball. And I think we had some discussion internally about like covering some Diami. No, I don't want Diami. That's diving deep in the Brown Bowl. There goes back. Oh yeah, let me put up the draft board. So let's see how he went. Pickens goes to Organized Chaos. But anyway, yeah. The advantage I think early is taking chances. Like, remember last season you could have gotten Keenan Allen like in the last round early on, or of course Wandale. Actually, we were getting him late all of last season because that's how we do it here. That's how we do it. Got the edge. Has anybody seen? I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I feel like I've talked about it too much. But has anybody seen the video of Tank Dell in minicamp just fucking flying around like a maniac? Being super fast cutting. twisting, turning. All the bros are drafting Jaden Higgins. Yeah, here's the next big thing. Yeah. The geeks drafting fucking Tank Dell. We're going to laugh all the way to the bank. And then everybody's going to be like, yeah, everybody knew Tank Dell was going to be great. That's the same thing that happens every freaking year. By the way, talk about Neighbors is dropping in eliminators to like round 7 or 8 at this point because, you draft somebody too early in an eliminator who's not playing, you're not going to make it to the point where they start playing. Nico Collins around 3 is an unusual drop, I would say. Actually, no, that's pretty common. No. Drake London, Devontae, Olave. I don't like Igbuka there at 3.2 at all, but, Harden Cox. Oh, I'm on the clock. Thank goodness this one gives us a little extra time. We got to get a running back. Oh, no, I'm up next. At some point, I've got to think about a running back here as I have 2 early wide receivers, and that is a lot. Javonte or Kyron. Javonte or Kyron. I'm going Javonte. Yeah, and I definitely saw the backflip, of course, and that's a reminder to, with Scatterboots, reminder to call Tyrone, okay? Like, if we think Scatterboo's going to get hurt, I'm just going to say it again and again. Call Tyrone. Listen, my DFS Army crew. I see all you guys. Board the Captain, Grim, Orange Peel, and Beta Runner, right? You're all in here in the draft with me, so I'm going to let you know. This is DraftKings, and while I do like your double tap of running backs, or the way you did it, this is different than Eliminator. We want to get some solid wide receiver power in our lineups. You traded. I saw you. Tattoo Freak. I did see that you made a trade. I am in a dynasty league with Tattoo, and I did see the trade that you made, where you got a 2028 first for Scatterboo. I like selling Scatterboo for a 2027. Oh, Devontae, that's an early pick on Devontae right there. Beta Runner, that's what's up. Do your thing, bro. I'm just going to say I would have preferred to get a 2027 first. I don't know what the 2028 draft class looks like for Dynasty. 2027 looks like every single player will be like as good. Even if Scatterboo hits, you're not going to be upset to have a first rounder in 2027. So trade for 27 firsts, not 2028. Wise Guy Jane at the end. Tough double tap. There goes Neighbors. That's not a drop at all. Pick 37. That's an early pick on Neighbors. Is it a bad pick? I don't know. Jameson Williams goes to Beta Hunter. Cock blocked my Amon-Ra Jameson double stack. No, you definitely should have gotten his first. If he had it, you should have went after it, because I feel like that could be 1.2 or 1.1. It could be a very valuable first. 49 sounds about right. I mean, he just went 37. What the hell? What the hell's going on? This guy taking Neighbors over there. All right, I got to look at the board a little bit. Josh Allen goes to Grim. We're up next. Board the Captain on the clock. I've got Amon-Ra and A.J. Brown. I got Javonte. A couple running backs still looking pretty good here. Wide receiver, thick. Wide receivers, thick like Megan the Stallion. Like that? I just made that up. Because I was watching a show with Megan the Stallion yesterday, and she was thick. Going to give me Josh Jacobs. Pick 42. Notice that I do not take Breece Hall. I don't like ETN. I'm going straight to Jacobs. Sorry. At me. Question on the Josh Allen love. So I'm going to question this one too. With Josh Allen, is it more about making the playoffs or advancing through the playoffs? When you're taking Josh Allen, to me, that's a move about like making the playoffs, and then let's see what happens. Because making it through the playoffs means you're literally relying on kind of one guy who you paid a lot for. I don't know. Relying on him to happen to have his best games at just those right moments. And I guess that's with everything. I love it. We got a drafting early crowd. Next question. Yeah, I think so too. I don't know though. I did a study about like which lineups actually make the final, and there was not much of an edge or difference that I looked at between people who drafted earlier versus later. Like, yeah. Like just for win rates, I'm curious. Do we think it helps us win? I think at times, I definitely know that like a lot of my leans from early in draft season, if you watch these, oh, there he is, beta runner. Nothing to be sorry about, my man. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you were watching these early on, then a lot of the players that I identified, like Lad McConkey was going 50, 52, and I was like, this is crazy. This is one of my favorite picks. You know, I made videos about it at the time of like, these guys are going way too soon, or like in the early drafting, Bucky Irving was going in round 2. Devon Achane was going at the top of round 1 or at the end of round 1. So I put out a whole bunch of videos like early. I was like, dude, these are crazy ADPs. They're not right. And so, you know, at some point you could say, all right, we were taking advantage of that. Like, okay, yeah, it was bad ADP, and we benefited from it by fading those guys. I was thinking about what might fit. Yeah, we're going WR3. I've got Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, and Christian Watson as my trio of wide receivers now. Josh Jacobs and Javonte. I'll need to do some heavy lifting at the I'll need to do some heavy lifting at the running back position a little later. You know, put a little extra effort into it. I can be a little lighter at wide receiver, considering Amon-Ra, AJ. These are guys who are going to be consistent scorers. I think Christian Watson would be consistent if he could stay healthy. Travis Starr says Brees bet of Javonte. Could be. I have a philosophy though, Travis Starr. It gives me an opportunity to share one of my fantasy football philosophies. I have a few that I've developed over like doing this for a long, long time. Not to say that you haven't done this for a long, long time and you got your own philosophies. So that's all good. And I appreciate everybody. But here's one of my philosophies. First of all, never trust anyone on the Jets. Just don't. It rarely works out in fantasy football. And I go back 20 years. Like, yeah, there was that year Curtis Martin did all right. Santana Moss had an acceptable season. You know, Garrett Wilson was okay for a minute. But like generally, if you avoid drafting players on the Jets, you're usually going to be rewarded. That's one. Number two, if two running backs are close to me in sort of like projection, yeah, just do not draft the Jets. You got it. That's philosophy. But like my second one, and this is the bigger one, is like if they're kind of the same guy, you know, I think Javonte, Brees Hall, they're both going to be. I think Javonte is probably more of a carry share guy even than Hall. I think he'll be even more voluminous. But if they're both kind of the same guy, then I'm going to default to the team that I think will score more touchdowns, and that will present more touchdown opportunities for my running back, right? And when I look at the Cowboys, I'm like, yeah, dude, they're going to score a lot of touchdowns. Might throw for a lot of them, but they're going to score a lot of touchdowns, the Cowboys, right? And when I think about the Jets, I think that's a team that's going to struggle to score touchdowns, full stop. So I'd rather have a running back on a team that can score more frequently. Carnell the Gazelle goes to Grim Aries. The Gazelle, Tyler Warren, and we complete our first stack. Drake May, and AJ Brown.
And I shift in my pants.
Sorry. Stack successful. Successful stack. Let's go. Yeah, Chris Ivory had a couple of good games. That's the whole Jets history of being good. Braylon Edwards. Brian Edwards? Braylon Edwards? I don't remember. You don't want players on the Jets. Bucky. I think even pick 68 is too soon for Bucky. Running back and wide receiver from the same team, question mark. I don't necessarily love that approach unless it's like Chase Brown. Like if it's like, it's not my favorite approach. Yeah, with Watson and Jacobs, it's not something I'm purposefully looking to target. That, by the way, with that being said, this is, you just brought up a topic. Thank you. And now you're going to let me get into my topic. Obviously, or you don't know, but wait, will there be a code for NFL DFS content? And what is new on the site? Oh my gosh, so much, Peter Porker. First of all, we do have our code right now. So if you want to do the year of NFL, that's what I recommend. Best Ball 2026. I have a code that's lasting through the month of July, so it'll still be live. Best Ball 2026 because it's best ball season, and that gets you 20% off NFL. Now you're like, dude, I'm not paying early for NFL. I'm there for the DFS. I'm going to tell you about all the new stuff in a second. But you're like, dude, I'm not paying early. I don't want to pay now. I wait for DFS season. But that's why I say if you have the scratch and you want to save a couple bucks, do the full year. You do the 12-month NFL. It costs pretty much like it's like cheaper than even signing up for just the actual 4 months of NFL on the DFS side. So it just works out. You get 20% off, promo code BESTBALL2026. I'm up next. We took our quarterback with our last pick. This is a tight end time. Wide receiver group. Yeah, nothing going on nothing too bad, but I'm also light at the running back position. So I'm probably going to take a running back here, I think. I'm kind of light. I've only got 2 running backs so far. I do like to have... Oh, Ricky Pearsall. Nice pick. Nice pick. Nice pick. That's a high five for Ricky Pearsall. All right. Rico Dowdle in my belly. We're a little soft on running backs, I told you, so we're going to have to make up for that here with some volume. We can get our tight end spot figured out. In my belly. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, new stuff for this year. And talking about correlations. So I had a really good point that I forgot about. Got distracted by this damn draft. But yeah, talking about new stuff at DFS Army and what we have going on for this year, Peter Porker. I've done the research. So I've spent the entire off season. First of all, I wrote the book breaking down what DFS tournament winning lineups look like, what the top 100 lineups look like. It's called Cracking the Code, the secret to producing top DraftKings lineups, right? So what that was is a full study. I did a full study of main slate, top 100 lineups for the last 4 seasons. And what I've been doing is I've been using AI to automate back testing, and I've done more than I've ever done before. And I've literally hit on an approach that for me, literally last night on my approach, we ran 33 slates the last 2 seasons without the benefit of hindsight, using settings that I've come up with from my data study in the book, Cracking the DFS Code. And I was able to win 6. I had 6 slates out of 30. 6 slates out of 30, which produced a tournament win. And multiple that would have won the Millie Maker over the course between those 6. I think 4 of them were able to beat 300,000 plus size contests. I'm going to be coming out with all this info as I'm able to disseminate it in March. So I've been working on 2 tracks. One side is main slate research, and the other side is showdowns. And the showdowns are even more dramatic. in terms of like how correlation works, what combinations we have to absolutely stop creating in our showdown lineups. And there's so much to it. I put all of these things, the packets and the research and the book are available. If you're a DFS Army subscriber, you do not need to buy any of this stuff. It's in the Discord. Tag to my channel, tag to the coach's channel. We'll set up a page where they're going to be permanently located. So, like for if you're subscribed to DFS Army now, you don't need to really do anything. You just, the book is there. You download it, and I advise you to read it. And then I'll be disseminating my research, how to use the domination station specifically to help you win DFS tournaments this year. I've got the settings down pat. Yeah, and that's right. If you're a year-rounder, you have it already, right? Like you said, if you're a year-rounder, you already have the books. Peter Porker, when I say amazing, let me give you the best part. So I spent the better part of the last 3 months putting all this together. Pretty much since February. I took like a mental week or two at the end of February, and then I just dived into it March, April. I had to teach myself how to use AI. I was DFSing when AI blew up last year. I didn't even do it. So I had to teach myself how to use it. I took all of the data that we've been saving at DFS Army for all these years, contest data, and I created this data warehouse that the AI is able to read. So you're wondering, well, AI is doing it. It's not doing it, but like, I don't know. I'm not a data scientist. I don't know how to query data through formulas. The only thing I know how to do is say, hey, Claude, look at the data and tell me how often does, WR end up with his RB2, like those kind of things. I had to add. Thank you, GC Samurai. And I had to, pretty much query everything. I would not say I will never be an AI master. I'm not that good at it. But what I can say is, as we sit here right now, my better computer, my big rig is downstairs back testing main slates. It's overnight, every single night. I do thousands and thousands and thousands of iterations just to squeeze down. Is P-owned 110 better than 105? Should I eliminate road defenses? Do they ever win? These are the kind of things that I've been putting together. Like, should we eliminate road defense? Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Right? If it hasn't worked, there's some weird correlations. Guy, where the fuck is Goff? Somebody took Goff before Dart? What is happening? What are you guys doing? Oh my gosh. Fucking M fell. All right. Just messed up my whole plan. I still got Drake May. It doesn't matter. We need a tight end. I feel like I want to get another wide receiver, though. I love these wide receivers. Romeo Dubs. No. Downs. Had to do it. He's one of those guys. I really do. But you know what? Peter Porker, I appreciate it. But I will say that, a big part of the reason I'm doing it is because I want to win more myself as well. So I love to give out the info. I want to see the helmets up top. And we're going to do that. And I'm going to teach you guys an approach to always win almost every showdown. And I'm going to teach you an approach that to almost win every single main slate, right? Part of the approach that I'm doing, since I use heavy randomization, like when I hit a tournament win in the back testing, it's, we run 150 lineups, click once, click twice, click on 3 different clicks to sort of decrease the randomization noise. I want to know, but that will lead to, if a lot of us are kind of using a similar approach, if a lot of us are using a similar approach, it'll just lead to a ton of wins, and it won't necessarily compete with one another. So again, we're going to be playing DFS this season with the knowledge of exactly how to attack each contest style. And then we can make little adjustments, because here's what got interesting. I finally honed in on what I thought was the most perfect kind of, or very close to perfect settings for what I call a blind run on the optimizer, meaning just straight trusting the projections, no player adjustments whatsoever. And the expectation, we're at 2.1 wins per NFL season. Like it was good and usable exactly how it was. And I tested it a lot of different ways, and I've done thousands and thousands of iterations of those tests to try to get down to the best possible settings. And this is where it got fun. And then I said, hey, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, right? Go back, because we keep an archive of the cheat sheets that I put out here at DFS Army every week, right? We have them going back to like 2000 and 2020 or 2021. So I have an archive of it, right? And so I was like, you know what? For shits and gigs, yeah, we've got to get our tight end in place here. I feel like this is a gift of Fannin Jr. This at this point. And if Board the Captain doesn't take him, oh, come on, man. I feel like you guys are fucking with me. I'm taking Travis Kelce. You know, Travis Kelce was TE2 last year. Like, I get it. He's probably going to start slow, but whatever. I'm taking him. So anyway, back to it. Shits and gigs. I'm like, go to my, and then I tell the automation bot that's running back testing, I say, go to my cheat sheet, grab the quarterback list that I made, grab the defense list that I made for that week, uncheck everybody else, and just play the quarterbacks for my cheat sheet and the defenses for my cheat sheet for that particular week, right? And do the exact same test as the control, but instead of just blind running the optimizer, just use my quarterback and defense pool. And I was nervous to do that because I was like, man, if this gets worse, not better, you know, I'll just have to keep it to myself because this is embarrassing. Like, why am I even doing any work? I should just turn on the optimizer, do this set of settings, click optimize, enter in the contest, and hope to win. You know, that basic level was supposed to produce about 1.5 wins per season. So just accept that, hey, I'll win it 1 or 2 times this year. And great, winning a flea, that's 50 grand. Good enough, right? That's a lot of money. So you're cool, right? That pays for a whole season. But I was like, what if I do this? And actually, when I went to my player, I would say shock, the win rate went up dramatically. And I'll show all the details. I think I shared it in my channel earlier, but the win rate exploded, which was crazy and unexpected. So we went to 6 wins or over a 33 game sample size. So the expectation would be winning a main slate tournament 20% of the time, 1 out of every 5, which is absolute madness. I listen, I need to see it in real life going forward, but I thought it was pretty damn impressive. Got to take Romeo Dubs here. Got to fill out that Drake May super stack. So we got Drake May. I'll look at my team here, but I've got Drake May, Javonte, Josh Jacobs, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Christian Watson, then Travis Kelce. But Drake May is stacked up with A.J. Brown and Romeo Dobbs. We got Josh Downs in there as well. Dowdle and Gainwell for backup running backs. Yeah, we got it going on. It's a good draft. Yeah, Mason, good pick. I love Mason. Good pick when you got him. I was going to take Fannin instead of Kelce. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so the big innovation today, by the way, and all the back testing stuff was I finally figured out how to get the showdowns to do automated. I was having to sort of manually do showdown back tests, load up all those rules. The showdown is crazy. We got a ton of rules for showdowns, just like what we've discovered, leaning into correlations. And I posted it all on my channel. I'm not going to get into it, but we have a ton of sim boost rules. And like I said, one of the unique things that we have at DFS Army is that sim boost and the ability to run lineups as if it's a simulated game action. No one really has that. They have like a different kind of sim that does not work as well at other quote sim sites. I don't believe their sims are anywhere near as good as what we have and what ours can do. So yeah, to each their own. But like I said, I would challenge any site to produce as many wins in back testing as what I'm able to produce right now. It is unbelievable. So I think it'll work out. I think it's going to work out for us in forward testing. All right, back to this draft. Let's see what everybody's doing here. 3 quarterbacks in a row for Wise Guy Lane, huh? Bold move right there, Captain, or it's a bold move. What do they say? Like, come on, bro. Really? Lamar? All right. Got a decent value on Lamar, I guess. Then Jalen Hurts, and then you're like, yeah, I'll take Dak too. What? The craziest part about this draft, guys, I want everybody to see this. Look at Wise Guy Lane here. I'm telling you, DraftKings just has noobs. This guy fucking took, all right, he's got Janty and Henry, Wilson, Neighbors, Evans, and then he takes Lamar, Hurts, and Prescott. Like, basically, this is just retarded. What the fuck are you doing? These quarterbacks are not even connected to any damn players on the team. The hell is that? Does that? There's Chiga Conquo. Good player. Yep. Go for QB2, Bryce Young. I mean, come on. I feel like Jordan Love is a gift. That's a gift. Joe Low in round 12. Round 12, Joe Low. I'll take that. And yeah, right. Is that what it is? Probably. The Boomers got in here and got a free pick. I've got Jolo stacked with Christian Watson. I've got Drake May going with Dowdle and AJ Brown. I feel pretty good about this start. We've got Javonte and Jacobs holding it down with Dowdle and Gainwell backing them up at running back. I got Travis Kelce. So we're how many wide receivers? I'm at 4 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 quarterbacks. Still plenty of quarterbacks left. Plenty of them. I'm not going to take another one anytime soon. Yeah. Sometimes crazy things happen on these DraftKings drafts where, like, you get some terrible drafters in the room and maybe some value falls to you. Am I going to do? I was going to jump over to Underdog for the next one, Nathan. I was thinking about jumping over to Underdog more because these damn DraftKings ones take so much longer. I'm going to say this. It's a little easier to stream and do DraftKings than Underdog because that 20-second clock is just like gone, right? So at the very least, with DraftKings, you get this little bonus of a few extra seconds, which if you're doing a live stream is most certainly helpful. Yeah, not much going on at running back. Still good wide receivers left. I'm very light at tight end, so we're going to have to continue to beef up that position. I'm trying to think. Jordan Love is with Kraft, so I can't get him, but at least I can get Jawan Johnson here. Whoa. I was going to take Hunter Henry, and I had a brain fart. All right, I still like Jawan Johnson. Yeah. Oh, you've been in the DK streets? What is this thing that people are taking all these quarterbacks? Are they like thinking it's super flex? You can only use one of them. Haven't done any drafts yet. Should I avoid any on anything I should avoid on Underdog? I'm going to say not an avoid, but I'm going to say a target. Yo Mama's so fat. I find that the Eliminator on Underdog is my favorite of all best ball contests. It's super fun. The strategy is very easy. And the field mostly plays it wrong, although they're correcting. At this point, I'm not going to say mostly plays it wrong. I'm saying there's still enough people playing it wrong on Underdog, the Eliminator, to make it very useful. And that contest is all about early scoring, cash games, 50-50. Every week is a head-to-head. And the way to build your lineup for it, especially on Underdog, is running back heavy. As a matter of fact, if you even went 4 running backs in the first 4 rounds and then, filled in the rest, I think that's a pretty good way to attack the Eliminator. But a lot of the people on Underdog attack it like a puppy or a BBM, which is the exact opposite thing that you should do. So that's why I like those. Showdown, you're going to be playing a lot this year. Once you see what I have and what I've discovered and how on point we're going to be for pretty much all of these, the best showdowns are going to be the ones that have a 50+ point total or like a low like 43 or below. The middle zone is still going to be tricky because there's not that much data on, like, there's a lot of data, but there's not that much, like, it's hard to understand game flow on a game where like game flow and, you know, and just like a 47 point total, 3-point spread, it's so common, like anything can happen, but it doesn't, it's not as determinate of the style of game flow that will happen. But you're going to see, especially on the unusual games, the low ones, the high ones, we've got a way of attacking these, and we have so much data. And I think 20 max people are going to do well. I think the 150 max people are going to do well because we're just going to lean into the correlation. We're going to lean into the numbers, and it's going to work out very nicely. Kind of want to beef up some running backs here. I'm going to go Dylan Sampson for the Quinshon Judkins injury replacement. DraftKings is a format that's going to lend itself to pass catchers, but we still need, you know, at least 2 running backs scoring for us every week. But if we have that going, you can make up for, you don't really need more than that on DraftKings. If you had a lot of wide receivers or tight ends and that kind of thing, you can make up for it. You might not need, basically on DraftKings, you don't really need a running back in the flex. I'm going to say on Underdog, you very much do need a running back in the flex, which is why I'm so aggressive in the eliminators about drafting underdogs. Now, let me explain one more thing about the eliminator on Underdog and why I want running backs in the flex so much. Go to any NFL game. Now, take a mediocre running back, one of the mediocre to not that good ones. People who were drafting late, like Basil Tootin. His touchdown odds are still going to be like -110 every single week. Whereas wide receivers being drafted in that same zone are going to have a touchdown expectation more like +200, +180. The best ones are at like +150. The worst ones are at +300. So in a touchdown heavy format like Underdog, you really need, you need a running back scoring for you and getting a touchdown for you in the flex to give you that touchdown power. On DraftKings with the PPR and the 100-point bonus and everything, that's just much less of a thing. I'm just as happy. I don't need a touchdown if I get 6 receptions and 70 yards. That's, you know, all right, that's 13, 14. Or if I could cross 100. So if I get a bunch of receptions, I don't need it anymore. Are we still targeting pocket cup? Hell yeah, we're targeting pocket cups. Anytime there's a penny contest that you can stretch out your MME muscles in, you do it. How many I won 4 pocket cup tickets last year. Didn't produce a lot. I wish I had my freaking showdown research. Wait, am I on the clock? Yeah, I am on the clock. Oh shit. I wish I had my showdown research. Oh, Hunter Henry. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, let's pair up Henry with Drake May. All right, we got our 3 tight ends, 5 wide receivers, 5 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. So I need to beef up these wide receivers over the next few rounds. And, oof, oh yeah, still a bunch of good ones. Let's see how the next few picks go. I don't want to show my draft board right now. Yeah, but we'll do, of course, we're going to do the pocket cup. I love pocket cups. It's a penny contest. It's the best. Yeah. You can MME in DFS in a penny contest? Okay. Tank Dell, my guy, goes to Grim Aries. Well picked. That's my guy. I think Dank Dell is going to be one of those players that are, I say it all the time, that's going to help lead you to tournament wins this year. Beta Runner, hopefully the Darnell is paired up and likely is paired up with Dart. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like this Beta Runner. Nice. Let me see this. Let me see this draft, Beta Runner. Barkley Omarion, solid. Devontae, early pick of Devontae, but I can tell you read my rankings, which I appreciate. Javonte, Devontae, and Marvin. He's no son of mine. Harrison. We got Ramondre there as well. So got a 3 running backs, all good. Sam Laporta, is that early? Pierce, yeah, solid. And we got Jackson Dart. Who's the other quarterback? Brisket. Oh, yeah. All right. Naked Brisket. No. Oh, no. Brisket with Marv Harrison. That's cool. Likely with Dart. Travis Hunter, one of my guys. Darnell the Gazelle. Yeah. Solid. Solid. Can't complain at all. Is that you, Chris? Are you Beta Runner? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this looks like I could tell. I could see, I love Devontae above his ADP. You probably could have waited. You didn't need to take him there. He was going to be there at 4.2. Was not going to be there at 5.11. So, you had to take him here or here. Yeah, nice. Yeah, all solid. Like, Zachariah, Grim Aries, and Adani. I hate you guys. I really don't like drafting in a sandwich of you maniacs. You literally, everybody who I had picked out just there, you all just ate up, and I have terrible regrets about this whole thing. Yeah, not happy about it. Let's go QB3. Yeah. Oh, the draft tool is for Underdog right now. I don't have it for I haven't set it up for DraftKings. I got to get back into finishing up that tool. I apologize, but I got pulled away from it doing all the main slate and showdown research. And I know, Grim. I mean, this is, I'm drafting in a fucking room. It makes it harder. Like my draft, here I am streaming, and I want my draft to look extra sexy at the end of the stream, right? Where I get all my guys, I got everybody, but it doesn't work out because, but that's good. I like that you're aware of Tank Dell. I like that you're aware of Zachariah Branch. That was a very good price on Branch. Jerry Jeudy was good. So, I mean, these were good price points on these guys. I think I have no complaints there. Yeah, I like that you're aware of them. Yeah, Dart's going to crush this year, guys. I mean, Dart, if Dart doesn't get hurt, people don't understand. Like, Dart reminds me of, like, Josh Allen in year 2. No one liked him. No one liked Lamar Jackson in year 2. No one remembers this. People don't remember. But in year 2 of Josh Allen, he was like QB 9, in terms of the draft, but then he finished at QB 1. Same thing happened with Lamar. He was like QB 10 or 11 on his sophomore season, and then he finished QB 1. A lot of these second year type run. Now, flip side, Jaden Daniels was like QB 3 his freshman year, and he's been getting hurt and not doing anything since. So sometimes it flips. Yeah, Dart's great, man. I think my highest right now is probably Trevor Lawrence, but Dart's right up there for me, and he's so available. The only downside with Dart right now is like drafting Neighbors. I like drafting Neighbors too. I don't mind it, but like you've got to get that bargain price on Neighbors. It's not worth even trying to draft Neighbors if you're going to pay like if you're going to get him at an expensive price. Turd Ferg? Why not? If I had one regret, it was I probably shouldn't have taken Hunter Henry. Going back to that pick, I should have gotten another wide receiver because there were still a bunch of pretty good ones, and they all got eaten up by my next pick. I feel like I'm trying for even round 5 Neighbors. Like I'm trying, like if I could just get him at a super bargain, yeah, let's just do it. I did a couple streams last week where I got Neighbors in both of them. And then and then I got flamed afterwards, like, oh, you took Neighbors. If anybody does that Lindy's magazine thing, if you get the Lindy like fantasy football magazine, I know it's been around a long time. I was in the mock draft of that too, and I took Neighbors. And then I got flamed in the room, like, why'd you take Neighbors? He's gonna be hurt. I was like, I don't care. Took Dart also. Manny Wilson goes, Beta Runner, Ray Davis. These are good late picks also. Solid. I really like Zachariah Branch, Grimaries, and Tank Dell, Flower Noy. Yeah, I mean, your draft literally, like, you took literally everybody that I was going to take. But it makes sense because you're using, that's my projection model. So I like to see it because I like the way your draft looks. Pitts, it's just everything. One downside may be like taking Flowers here and then Josh Allen. I feel like when you get Flowers, you're almost like locked into Lamar. But then you wouldn't have gotten Lamar because you would have had to reach. You could have taken Lamar right here instead of a Dunze. It could have done a little different. That could have been a Lamar lineup. All right, I got to prepare. No. Neighbors probably. My guess with Neighbors is that he probably will not play, at least for the first few weeks. Like, I have zero confidence that Malik Neighbors is going to start the season. What's up, Kev? K-Bach in the house. What's up, brother? Yeah, Ray-Zani, I feel that, man. These extra few rounds really like test the patience also because everybody no one knows what to do. So they really milk the clock for the full 30. So you're just waiting. This is a good time to just chit chat about bullshit. There's some tricks for the late rounds. Like if you hadn't gotten like a QB yet, this is not a bad place to like grab a Deshaun or like a Cousins, combo, like a combo of like Tua and Penix, or like Sanders and Deshaun Watson. That kind of, like, you can combo it up late. You could waste 2 picks. You could also do like, hey, I want to handcuff Christian McCaffrey, so I took, Juwan James and Kalen Black. I don't really know which guy it's going to be. Could just really grab some, let's call them extreme running back handcuff types. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it with 4 QBs. I'm not going to do it. But I'm just saying, if you didn't have all your quarterbacks, or if you didn't even have your third, that's how you squeeze together a third quarterback. You can just say, you know what? I don't know which one Tua or Penix is going to be. Fuck it. I'm going to just take them with those last couple round picks on DraftKings. Remember, DraftKings gives us 20 picks, not 18. So by the time you get to 19 and 20, I mean, the pickings are slim here. So like most of the players you're getting at this point are not really going to be doing much for your team. We're beyond where like Underdog ends. Yeah. Underdog ends. Underdog ends right here. So you got these 2 extra rounds where like you can do little tricks, little fun like double downs, and just, hey, if I take 2 players like and try to create one acceptable player out of them. That being said, yeah, I don't need, like, if I have 3 quarterbacks, I don't really need a 4th one. I could take Deshaun Watson, who I think will start for his team. I could do that. But here I think is a good spot. There's not much going on at wide receiver still. DeMario Douglas, maybe. Tyquan Thornton will probably have a couple of pop games. Like, he could come in handy. It's not a lot. But I think, maybe Chris Bell. But I think a better way to go here is let's just grab some handcuffs. You know, Kalon Black, bam. You know, 3rd round running back for the 49ers. I'll try that. Maybe one of my, you know, I have some other sneaky ones too for the last pick. Yeah, Xavier Legette. That's a clear, just, I don't know what to do. The picks don't go this deep, guys. Devon Vele off the clock. Justice Hill is a good pick there for C Bake. It's gummies and draft night, guys. So get your gummies in if you do them. If you need them. Take a shot of whiskey. Dongus. Can do a drinkable. Dannon. Is it a drinkable yogurt? A little Activia. I do drinkables now. When you hit a certain age, you need that Activia. You got to get the probiotics going. Like, you're like, yeah, fucking Dannon. Activia. I relate now to Jamie Lee Curtis in that commercial. She's like, stomach issues, toilet, Activia. There's Jalen Wright. What? Orange peel? Is he in here with me? How did he know? How did he know? Am I on the clock? No. What's up, Taco? Jump in the draft, man. Jump in the steam if you're around, in the stream. 1,000,000% if you got THC drinkables, you should be jumping in the stream. Oh, it's you. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, I've never been in a draft where Jalen Wright got drafted ever. I was like the only one. But there he is. Annoyed Squidward. We like you. I appreciate it. That's a good pick. Jalen Wright. That's a good pick. I wound up with 7 running backs, 6 wide receivers, but my wide receivers are really good with Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown. And now Watson might not be that great, but I got Josh Downs. I got Romeo Doubs. And, you know, hopefully between all 4 of these guys. Now, when I say Watson not great, I mean like get hurt or whatever. But between Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Christian Watson, Josh Downs, and Romeo Doubs, I should be able to put together some good weeks. I got lots of running backs. I've got a bunch of quarterbacks. The big stack here is Drake May with A.J. Brown, and then Romeo Doubs, and then Hunter Henry. So I got pretty much most of the pass catchers on the Patriots are on my team. And then I got Jordan Love in there with, with Christian Watson. I didn't get anything else from that team. Really, I didn't really tie in too many of the tight ends either outside of when I got Hunter Henry. So good draft. I'll do a run through. And Tebow time, you're getting a lot of right. That is awesome. I'm assuming that's DraftKings. Underdog, he never gets drafted. I'll do a quick look through. People don't love the look throughs. Say it wastes time, so I'm gonna try to hammer through it quick. Beta runner in the chat with us. We got Barkley, Hampton, and then again we went through this draft already. Devontae, Jameson, and Marv. Jackson Dart approach, with Likely, and I think there's a couple of Darnell the Gazelle in there with Dart. Got a steal on Dart, really. Was that your first first quarterback? Only other quarterback, Brissett, and then Carson Beck. Interesting. Dangerous beta runner. A little dangerous there at the quarterback position because actually I think it'll be fine, but like Dart is a little injury prone. Orange peel with Josh Jonathan Taylor. Got Lamb, Kyron Williams there, Waddle, Brian Thomas, and Trevor Lawrence. You did it. Orange peel, Brian Thomas, Parker Washington, Trevor Lawrence, the trifecta. That's a lot of quality wide receivers. We got Cortland Sutton with Bo Nix. Also Waddle with Bo Nix. Oh, yeah. This is why you wanted me to look at this draft, because it's fire. Okay, I see why. This is a fire draft, guys. A big Bo Nix stack, a big Trevor Lawrence stack. We got Mason and C-Rod, solid backup running backs right after the whole thing came together. Any other correlative plays here? Not really, but didn't need it. The only, if I have critiques, it would be, I think that it's going to be Deshaun Watson, not Sanders. You know, it doesn't matter, but that would be my one thing. Evan Ingram, not in love with right there, but, you know, can't really complain either. Like, I'd take like a Freiermuth ahead of Evan Ingram, whatever. Really good draft, Orange Peel. I love it, man. It's very, very correlated. You even correlated Sanders. Boston, Judy, and Sanders. You just should have taken Deshaun Watson. I think it's going to be Watson, not Sanders. Really good. Really good. Who's the tight end here? Let's see. Chig, AJ Barner, Evan Ingram. Yeah, really good. All right, Grim Aries in the chat. Next one's going to be let's move on to Underdog for the next one. Underdog will just be a quicker one too. Like, it's take a while. But Grim Aries in here, CM Sizzles, Kenny Walker, got Zay Flowers, and then Josh Allen's there, and you're like, dude, I just got to do it. Was planning to take Lamar, but then not all plans stay the same. Even the best laid plans of mice and men, etc., etc. Right? So then we got Roma Dunze, Tate. We got Chicago, Baltimore. We got freaking. Where the hell was DJ Moore? Oh yeah, almost got the DJ Moore combo. C Bake fucked it up for you. Kyle Pitts, Reed, Blake. We got Kincaid going there with Josh Allen. I don't really see any other kind of Josh Allen guys, but I see a lot of my guys. Tyrone. We got Tank Dell and Zachariah. I mean, I saw this. All these guys, Naylor, Flournoy, Dell, and Zachariah are all like, quote, Kevin targets. So got to compliment all of those picks and so on and so forth. All right, last one. Board the Capital. There's Mr. 5 Cent. What's up, my man? Last one. And then we're going to move on to an Underdog draft. So good start. Board the Capital. Cook and Chase Brown. Got Ladd McConkey, Ted McMillan, and Trevo. I love a Trevion Henderson, but I think it's acceptable. McConkey paired up with Herbert, Tyler Warren, thinking about Bryce Young, thinking about Danny Jones, I guess. Mike Wilson there. I like the spot at 89. Jonathan Brooks, one of my guys this season. I had to pass up on Brooks to take wide receiver because I was light at wide receiver. I would have taken him. Got Fannin Jr. in there right before I was going to take him as well. That sucked. Jaden Higgins, nah, bro. Nope. It's Tank Dell. Oh, there's Bryce Young and Daniel Jones. All stacks completed. I don't see anything else really tied to those guys. Maybe Xavier Legette and Jatavian. A little forced stacking right there. All right. Really good. Good stuff, guys. Good drafts, everybody. Let's shift gears, I think, and go over to Underdog for the second one. We got the Puppy King in the audience. Ray Zanny's here. Mr. 5 Cent is in the house. By the way, if you want to get an awesome candle for dudes, bro candle, it's called Mandels. Mandels.com. Mr. 5 Cent sells manly ass candles. Smell like, cedar. Man candle. Smells like engine oil. It's good manly smell. I need a mandel for my office downstairs, my basement office. Smell a little damp in there over the summer. I need to freshen it up a little bit. Got fans going. Having a hard time with this very humid summer. All my slows on Underdog right now, just kind of hanging out. You should have, if you don't have this many slows going, you are doing it wrong. Please go to Underdog and do a bunch of slows. That's what you should be doing. All right. The slow puppy. 100K to first. That's good money. Actually, no, not the slow. The fast puppy. Sorry. 1 million in prizes. Okay. All right. How about a fast puppy, guys? Let's go. $5 entry. For some of us, it's a freebie fast puppy because we qualified the other day. So 3, 2, 1, fast puppy time. Let's rock. Confirm. What's up, Darth Pasta? I love it. Everybody hangs out. See, that's what it is. Monday night, gummy night. Everybody knows this is the best stream for the gummies. Get a little crazy on Monday night. Stream night. Just drafting. Yeah, we're in it. We're in the... No, you got it. Tebow, you got to do some slows, man. You just... You can't do it. You can't get it. Oh, look at this. Oh, my gosh. Look at this group, guys. All right. Just pointing out, Beta Runner in the house. Air Jeff in the house. Chief ST, your boy. Board the Captain's in the house. Rainmaker's in the house. Razor's in the house. And maybe some of you guys are these other people. I don't know. Yeah, we can win the fast puppy. That's right. The BBM, $1 million to first. It's bragging rights. I get it. It's bragging rights mostly. Braggadocious. Let me give you the big board. All right. One reason I kind of wanted to go to Underdog is because I can get the full big board on screen at all times. Oh, I'm looking forward to it, man. Mandals.com, guys. Father's Day. Your dad's birthday. Everybody wants a mandal. Where are we? On the clock. Spread this out. Squeeze it out. There we go. All right. Okay. This is a puppy. Let's remember what we're doing. It's a fast one. Really interesting that Puka has that Amin-Ra has climbed ahead of like Christian McCaffrey in the ranking. Or ahead of Jonathan Taylor in the rankings. That's just weird, right? Like, why did that change happen? Interesting because Amin-Ra early in the offseason, he was kind of going late in round 1, and now you're seeing him moving up in ADP for some odd reason. I've got my rankings programmed in, and you can grab my rankings and upload them to Underdog at any time. That's just an easy way to do these drafts as well. So that, if I sort by my rank, I see kind of where I have these guys, but then you sort by ADP to see where they're going to go, and you kind of try to make that all come together. Gummying it up. Technically, it's not gummy. It's a family show. Ray Zanny's got the whole crew over his house. They come over to watch Love Island on Mondays, from what I understand. The Love Island crew. The show watching. Very heavy running back run right there. I really like James Cook at the end. I love the Cook-Walker combination. Ooh, who can make the last to first jump? That could be a best ball. How about, it doesn't have to be last to first, but, how about the Saints? Making that move. Or how about like the Falcons or the Giants? Devon Achane goes. Rainmaker gets Chase Brown. All the running backs are gone. And the skies are gray. There's no one left. Brock Bowers goes. Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot worse than Dreezy London. Allen late in the third and more early. Yeah, I would say probably not. I mean, Ryan, I'm leaning no, but Josh Allen's the man. Josh Allen is certainly very, very likely to be the quarterback who scores the most fantasy points this year. And you do get an edge when you take Josh Allen. But think of it like this. What is the edge of Josh Allen? Now, I like him better in round 3 or late round 3, early round 4. But like, think about the running backs that are available in round 3. Kyron, Javonte, Etienne, Scatterbo, those kind of names. And now think about the running backs that are available in round 7 or 8 when the other quarterbacks go, or 9. Now you're talking about the Blake Corums. You're talking about the Manung guys. So I think you give up a lot by taking Josh Allen that early. Yeah, I'm not going to say I was forced to watch Love Island, but, you know, I feel like I was forced. Like, when I say I was forced, my daughter and my wife want to watch it, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch along. And then I make fun of all the people. But I have seen it. And I'm pretty confident that at the very least, mononucleosis, very expected in the Love Island household based on what I saw on that show. Like mono, definitely. One person has it, everybody's got it. Mouth herpes, gonna happen. Can't avoid it on a show like that. Let's see what we got going on here with everybody's drafts so far. Ekbuka. I think Cousins could pull Janty Bowers to what Bijan Pitts did with him. I don't mind the combo. I understand why somebody would take the combo of Ashton Janty and Brock Bowers. Do I think it's going to be Cousins? No. I think what could happen, I mean, could Cousins turn into like what Joe Flacco was the last couple of years? I guess that's possible. We haven't seen anything out of Cousins the last few years to think like he can have like a Joe Flacco level resurgence, or what would you call it? Like, just a late career awesomeness, right? Like, I don't know. Could we see that from, there goes Scat Man. Could we see that from Cousins? Maybe, right? But he looked like shit the last time we saw him. So, I'm not particularly convinced. We definitely have some interesting starts here. David Montgomery. Oh, it's brutal to draft in a room with all you people. Makes it so much harder. You know what? Let's do it. I'll be the guy who does it. Malik. Let's go. Let's go. Neighbors. You're not going to get, the problem with Neighbors is you're probably going to miss you're almost definitely going to miss 4 weeks, and you're probably going to miss 6 weeks of scoring from that position. So you really need to almost treat your team like you don't have a starting wide receiver 3 or a wide receiver 1 or whatever. Like, you have to almost treat the team like this guy is just not going to play, which puts you at a disadvantage as you're kind of wading your way through a draft like this. Like, I'm already with Board the captain taking David Montgomery, it kind of threw me for a loop. And I'm going to have to be making up for a slow start at running back pretty much throughout this draft, which is never fun. Never fun. Beta runner, Beta runner. Oh no, beta runner. Gibbs, Judkins, Burden, Rice, and Pickens. We got Air Jeff in here with Jamar Chase, Brees Hall, Kyron. That's good. All right. And then Swift. I'm back on the clock. I'm gonna go with my boy Basil Tootin here. We got to get that RB2 in the books. Board the Cap wanted Basil Tootin and was like, shit. Just took Trevion Henderson instead. Yeah. Why is Brissett, Mr. 5 Cent asks, why is Brissett not a target that he did so well last year? And I think it's a bad drop. The main thing with Brissett is that he hasn't signed. Where am I? Why can't I see me? I'm in there. All right. Yeah, the main thing with Brissett is that he hasn't signed. So I think it's going to be a good play. But I think the field is still not sure that he's really going to sign effectively his contract and play. So right now there's enough uncertainty around Brissett that he's dropping. But we all saw it last year. We made a lot of money playing Brissett. So I think I'm on board with I'm on board with that. I think Brissett should be a target. I take him a ton. I have a ton of Brissett. I have a ton of the pass catchers from Arizona. Even though I think the team sucks, I think Brissett was good with those guys, and that doesn't change that much from year to year. That does not change that much. So, yeah, and probably, I don't know. I don't think Beck is such a or Stache. I don't think those guys are such threats. I think Jacoby Brissett is a prideful guy. I think if he's there, it's going to be Jacoby Brissett that's the guy. I do think that. Oh, did I do that? Oh, there I am. Okay. I pulled myself off the screen before. No one said anything. Misclick. Yeah, we got Brian Thomas Jr. I was just looking at sort of the larger screen here, get a sense of what everybody's doing. Yeah, Money Mage. Yeah, they're probably going to be throwing a lot, but they're probably going to suck. Like, like last year. I just feel like we saw exactly what we needed to see from them last season. Like, we're not surprised. Like, we know what's going on here. Got Tyler Warren. I do not see JJ replacing Kyler at all. I don't see that. Yeah. I actually think that, I'm also higher on, I believe what we saw last year. So I'm like generally higher on Michael Wilson than the field is. I like Michael Wilson. I like Jacoby Brissett. I draft him all the time. All right. We're back on the clock here. 2 running backs, three wide receivers. Still no quarterback. We are on pick number 75. Let's go Alec Pierce. I'm building to something. Wait, what happened? Oh no. How? Oh shit. That was not what I wanted to see. Naked fucking Burrow. I'm that guy. I clicked on Alex Pierce. Pierce. I got the fucking thing. Oh, hell yeah. What's up, Polak? You leaving? Love that you love the book. I talked about a lot of what we did in the book or some of the learnings. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a good I'll take it, but it's weird to have an unstacked quarterback, but it's such a bargain. Like, why am I getting Burrow after Caleb Williams? What the fuck was that? You're right. My damn computer was like, no. My rankings were like, nope, you're taking Burrow. Ricky Pearsall, that's a very early pick. Mitch Tinsley and Yoshi. Got to remember. Man. Hell no. All right, brother. Enjoy the work night. Stay safe. We'll see you at the next one. Yeah, I mean, I still want I still want Dart, but I know now I'm not as pressed for him, I guess. I'll wait till his ADP comes up. Hell no. Let's take a look at the big screen. Michael Pittman, not a fan. I'm definitely not a fan of Michael Pittman this season. Ray Zanny got Jordan Addison. Let's see if he's got Jefferson or any connection to that team. Nope, just a straight pick. Okay. All right, just a straight pick of Addison. I've got Burrow, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, but one is perennially injured. Matthew Stafford goes, a run on quarterback, an early run. I don't like Pittman. I don't like that offense. That Steelers offense just does not throw the football enough. And then you've got, DK fucking candy-eating Metcalf. Anybody hear about that? The Candy Man. DK Candyman Metcalf on that team. All right. Is it a luxury pick? Probably. Let's see if that one comes back to burn me. Yeah, so with the Pittman question, Money Mage, I do not like the I don't like the passing offense of the Steelers, and I especially don't like relying on like the WR2, right? Or some secondary guy, because they could barely get it to the WR1 on that team. Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw a lot. It's just gross. That's my main downside of it. Still just 2 running backs. There he is. Ash is in the house. What's up, brother? Wait, did you say Long Island? Oh, Long Island iced teas. There he is. There he is. From the pub. I thought you would be drinking ever since England lost their World Cup match. Like, no, can't take it. It's too horrible. Xavier Worthy, Jaden Reed goes. Hell yeah. Happy birthday, Ash. Air Jeff on the clock. Goodwin. Let's go, Kenny G. I need running backs. The best ball community. Kylie Pitter at 104. That's a late spot for Kyle Pitts. Yeah. See, that's a great attitude. It's a great attitude. And I would say you have to agree. Like, Spain had the most stars on that team. Not that I know anything about soccer, but I learned a little bit about soccer over World Cup season. I bet a lot of these games. I just kept betting on, like, if I heard of the player, I would bet on that guy to score a goal or an assist. Like, I would always, every game, I think I bet Messi to score or get an assist. And it was working for a while. Yeah, every game I kind of had Messi on my list, or like if Jacare or whatever was in the game, or Mbappe was my number one scorer for me. Like I would just bet Mbappe to score a goal every game. My dad's really into soccer, so he'd be calling me and like, "Oh, who we betting on?" So I was just having fun betting on these games, just getting stupid. It was pretty cool with no real knowledge. Yeah, it was working. I kept winning them. I was just like, is this how it always goes? I don't know. But like, yeah, Mbappe scored every time. I would take like Mbappe and, or sometimes that and the team to win or some combination. But basically, I would just always bet on the stud. And I had this theory that like during like World Cup, I was thinking of it like an all-star game where, there's some deference to the like stud big name guy on the team. So I'm not sure if that's actually even real, but I had this idea that like, oh yeah, they're going to want to get a touchdown for Mbappe or for Messi. Like the whole team's going to try to get him a touchdown. That's what I was thinking could happen. C-Rod. Yeah. Yeah, Holland. I bet on Holland the last game and he didn't score. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? I've heard of you. I thought they're going to defer to him and let him score. Holland was the one guy. Yeah, I lost that one. But Mbappe every time. Fuck, every time. Money in the bank. I got one quarterback, 4 running backs, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Not bad. We've got a completely naked, unstacked team of Puka, Drake London, Malik Neighbors. I was trying to get Dart, and then it just got away from me. I don't know what the hell happened. Where did Dart go? Bo Nix, and then I was like, I'll get Dart. Oh my gosh. Beta runner. So many rounds before. That's why. He was already gone by the time I took Gainwell. Okay. Well, there it is. There it is. Now I get it. I need more tight ends, but I most definitely need another quarterback. Just looking at who I might get there. I still need wide receivers too. No, tight end action. Let's see who's available. ADP. Goddard, 134. We'll take Shook. Yeah, see, other people felt that too. It wasn't just me. Holland. I was watching commercials. Wait, what the hell just happened? Yeah. That was weird. So I got my second quarterback. This is a really weird draft. This is not one that I'm going to be writing home about in terms of like I have no correlation whatsoever. Should we do one more draft after this, guys? That's a lot of drafting. Let's see where we're at. I got 2 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 4 wide receivers. We're going to beef up that tight end spot a little bit here. Plenty of good tight ends left. No worries there. I got to pay a little bit of attention here to what's going on because I am starting to, kind of let this thing get away from me. We need tight ends. We need wide receivers. Sort by ADP. Yeah, the wide receiver group is getting thin. ADP. Oh, Travis Hunter. There he goes. We're in 140. This is where I get the 2 quick picks. Mandals.com. Don't call them candles. They're mandals. Yeah. There'll be players that emerge, but you start to get to this zone. There's a lot of these rookies here, like Omar Cooper. Ugh, gross. Like, that ain't for me. Jets rookie. Does it get any worse? And then I go by my ranking and it switches it up. And I'm like, oh, okay, here's some players. But I'm going to at least get one piece of correlation in this lineup. Juwan with Tyler Shook, just for something. Got to have something. Ash, I don't think everybody realizes it's got to be like 3 or 4 a.m. where you are right now. What time is it in UK? We got an international audience watching drafts, hanging out, gummying up. These are my worst drafts with the gummies. Ash is up at 3 a.m. That's what everybody's doing here. Go back to the big board one more time. Yeah, Cam Ward. That's fair. That's fair. Kent 3779. Good comment. Let's see what everybody's done here. All right, so Ray Zanny, I'm just going to do a quick overview here. Hopefully, while I have a minute before my next pick, Amon-Ra, Barkley, Trey, McMillan, and DJ Moore. All right, no one running back. Got a little bargain on him. Amon-Ra. We got Jalen Hurts in there, unstacked. With I guess Barkley, is that considered a stack? All right. Rico Dowdle, very soft running back group. Ray Zanny, very soft. Organized Chaos, are you in here? Rainmaker, I know he's in here. I'm just watching the clock here. Coming up on my pick in a minute. Can't forget about it. The Rainmaker. Danny Dimes paired up with Josh Downs. Got Lamar in there with Zay Flowers. Good correlation. Keaton Mitchell. High five. Oh, shit. I'll be on the clock in a second here. All right, I got to pay attention. I keep forgetting. This is Underdog. And, what am I doing? Okay, hold on. What have I done? You know, I'm on the pick, and let me deal with the screen in a minute here. I don't know what I did. I got to make my pick first. Wide receiver, ADP. Yeah, let's go Adani. What did I do? Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. Wait, this is so weird. Pull that down. Oh, there it is. See, technical issues, folks. My giant screen. Weird. Just embracing the crazy ass quarterback combination. Go with Fernando. Still need more tight ends and probably wide receivers. Ray, did you get Goddard in there? Yeah, Goddard with Hurts. Goff with Amon-Ra. Bryce Young. With Tetaroa. Okay. Yeah, that's a normal, appropriate draft, Ray. Good stuff. Let's keep going. Rainmaker. Air Jeff. Yeah, it's all good. That's part of the deal. The part I don't even mind it in the draft. What I mind is later on when I'm trying to judge if I'm good at best ball. And then I'm like, I kind of like a lot of my drafts might have started with a little slight disadvantage. So it's hard to judge yourself, but I like that people are hanging out drafting together. It's fun. So I don't care. Vishes, we definitely show an advantage to 3. As a matter of fact, based on my best ball research, you should always have 3 tight ends and 3 quarterbacks if you can. It's not just bye week, it's bye weeks, but it's also extra coverage for that week where your other 2 guys just dud. A lot of the last few seasons, it was late round quarterbacks that helped teams advance more than anything else. Even names like Sam Howell, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is even in the player pool. I'm draft him, but like Aaron Rodgers, Goff with Tesla and ASB, Hurts with Barkley and Goddard. Yep. A lot more stacked than mine is. My whole thing got fucked up. You can get any stacks. Let's get our guys late. Can use another tight end. There's nothing left. You guys really ate those tight ends up. Oh, I think I have an idea at tight end. First, of course, before you guys take him from me, Tank Dell. Every time I get Tank Dell, something happens. Something crazy happens. And ashes in my pants. I get excited for things like that. Tank Dell. Every time I play that damn song, it demonetizes the stream. Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. Is that your first time, Ash, seeing that little blurb? Is that your first time? I got to show you the long form. I save the long form for like when you really hit like a monster, when you hit a monster stack. You get the big dog monster stack. Save it for that. Gesicki. I finally got a combo with Joe Burrow. Now I'm stacked too, motherfucker. This is it. It's really happening post Drew. We're also taking it's gummies and draft. So there's a little extra something going on here today. I need to get the guys in here. Where's Tattoo? Tattoo is probably too high to jump in the studio. Rainmaker on the clock. You should have seen it when I completed like an ultimate stack of like a Drake May, AJ Brown, Romeo Doubs, Hunter Henry, and, you get them all in there. Bam. The ultimate. All right. What are we doing? Let's go. You want to do an eliminator after this one? I'll do one more. Of course, my wife is like, where are you? You said one stream. If I could buy Lad Ash a pint from here in the USA, there should be some way, like, buy me a pint. And, like, one shows up. Let's talk about the pub or the public house. Ash, when you're in the public house, what is your go-to order in a British pub? Like, what food are you ordering? Are you getting a shepherd's salad? Or not a shepherd's salad, I'm sorry, that's wrong. A shepherd's pie. Or mayhaps at the public house, along with your pint, you might order a bangers and mash. Like, what do you get? Fish and chips? A little codfish? Fish and chips action? I don't know why, but all I care about is food. I've got to the point where all I care about is food. Fantasy football and what did you eat? I find that more interesting than most other things. Like, what do you eat? What are you eating there? Lasagna at the pub? That was exactly not what I was expecting you to have had at the pub. Like, of all the foods in the world that I would have imagined at an English pub that you might have had for dinner, lasagna is literally the last one that I ever would have thought. Would not have occurred to me. Yeah, I don't mind Darnell. That's fine. You know who's a player that, like, gets in the game at the goal line? Why not Braylon Allen? Touchdown machine. We closed it out with this is the perfect mix, I think, on Underdog. I'm not going to do a review of this because everybody wants to do another draft. So everybody's in the draft with me. Suck it. We're not doing a review. We're going on. But we're going on to the next one. But plus my draft was so shit. But I did end up getting like little mini stacks going with Burrow and Shook. So at least they're stacked up with their tight ends, right? It's better than nothing. It won't be embarrassing if some other streamer's like, let's see his draft, and then he like makes fun of it. It's all right. Didn't go out too bad. All right, let's do an eliminator. All right, this is my favorite contest. I've drafted so many of them. I'm in a perfect mental state to do an eliminator. So let's jump over to it. Wait, I don't want to leave the studio. Don't leave the studio. There we go. All right. Good draft, everybody. Everybody who was in there. So we'll do our third style of draft for this show, and we're just jump right into it. I'll always draft an eliminator. I don't love drafting it against a bunch of people who know the strategy. Makes it less good, but I also like showing the strategy a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to do a set. No, ask a question, man. I'm going freestyle. We're going. Post a question, but the more in-depth it gets, the harder it will be for me to read it through and focus. So just, post your question. Hopefully it's a life question. All right, here we go. Eliminator. $10 entry. 1, 2, 3, confirm. Let's rock. Let's go. Ooh, there's spots available. I thought it was going to fill fast. Everybody's going to be in it. Yeah, post Drew, ask away. I would post a Q&A stream, but I don't think anybody would watch it. And then I wouldn't get the Qs and there would be no A's. So that would suck. So then we do this. This is the Q&A. I'm drafting. We're here for hours. I love onion bialy. Bialy? Is that what that word is? A bialy? If I won the 2 million, how much would be invested? Effectively all of it. Actually, no, that's not true. If I won the 2 million, first of all, you got to take out the taxes and the whole thing, and you'll walk away with like 1.3 million. So let's get the number right? But then I'm going to leave probably at that point, I probably leave like a significant amount of that money in my DFS accounts, like, 50 grand or something like that, spread out. And pretty much the rest would be invested. I don't really like win money and like spend it. I don't have like, I'm going to go out and buy a Lambo, although maybe I would do something a little splurgy, but I've never done that before. So I've never done that before. What's up, Wicked Good in Canada? That's what's up. Canucks. French speaking. Buenos dias. No. Buenos Aires. No, that's Italian. I don't speak French. All right, we are live. We got an eliminator about to start. Whoever's in here, let's fucking go. Pick 7 for me. It looks like, all right, I'm trying to see how many of you guys are in front of me or behind me here. So I'm going to guess. I don't know, Kent, your name on this game, but we got Air Jeff and Beta Runner in the 1 and 2 hole. I know you guys are in here. Board the Captain's in here. Is it Kenny the Jet? Is that you, Kent? Number 3, Kenny the Jet. There he is. Okay. Board the Captain at 5. Myself here, 1.7. If any of you guys are one of these other names, cool. Let me know. And then we got Ray Zanny at the on point, holding it down 112 and 2-1. Ray Zanny on the point.
Fist bump push-up testing. FEC's a way of life. I'm a Guido for life.
That's what's up. Vishes, I can guarantee you almost that Army members will be winning lots of $2 million and $1 million and tournament prizes in main slate DFS this season based on the research that I'm doing right now. Don't forget to check out my book, Cracking the DFS Code, available on Amazon and in your favorite bookseller. B. Dalton has it. Barnes & Noble has the hard copy. I'll be signing copies. And of course, if you're a DFS Army subscriber, you get a free copy of the book, a PDF version that you can download directly from our Discord. And if you're a new subscriber, we'll send it right out to you. We'll email it to you. Burns got the awesome book. We got an updated version of it. Ashley, you don't know. I wrote a book. It's available. Amazon. B. Dalton. Barnes & Noble. Kevin Geek Allen, author. And it's all about what main slate DFS lineups that win or finish in the top 100 look like. We did a full study. What kind of quarterbacks? Are they home? Are they away? Do they wind up with pass catchers a lot? Are there bringbacks? What about secondary stacks? What about defenses? What kind of defenses show up? Everything is in there. And then I took all the data and I've been running nonstop back testing using the knowledge of what winning lineups look like to replicate them using the Domination Station Optimizer. And it has been glorious. I'm producing win after win in back testing, completely computerized without me inputting and with no benefit of hindsight. It's going to be crazy this year. I'm going to disseminate all of that. Probably in the month of August, we're going to get into the settings. We're going to do back testing together to prove what I already saw from my mechanized AI version of back testing. And we'll do it together and we'll get the reps in so that when NFL season comes around, just like football players, they have their reps in the preseason and of course in training camp. That's what this is. That's what fucking best ball is. It's like training camp for fantasy football season. It's training camp for your fantasy draft. That's what these best ball contests are, especially cheaper ones. Now, that being said, this is the Eliminator. This is my favorite contest. And this is the one where I judge myself harshly if I cannot be successful in it. So, yeah, it's working out pretty good. I love the start. I got Chaz, bro. Bijan at 1. I think, is that what happened here, Air Jeff? Oh, man. I'm not sure I love it. Take fucking Gibbs, bro. Always take Gibbs. All right, so we are, though, in the eliminator. And in this contest, the way this contest works, the first group that we have to get past is each other, which kind of sucks because we're all bros. We're all like best ball bros or whatever in this chat right now. But when it comes down to this pod, only 12 men enter. 6 men will leave after week 1. Half of this field will not make it to the second week of this tournament. After week 1, what happens in the eliminator is you end up just randomly being matched up with a head-to-head each week. So it's a cool contest style because when you're in the head-to-head part, when you're in there, you're just randomly matched up against someone. Sometimes you put up a bad score and it doesn't matter. You still get through because the other guy put up a worse score. It's a head-to-head. It's like your fantasy football league, a one-on-one, mano a mano. And the whole contest stays with these one-on-one contests all the way throughout until it's pretty much whittled down to a winner. So every single week, you never need to put up some crazy-ass score like you do to win an Underdog BBM or a DraftKings. Instead, this is much more like the marathon, but even better. The marathon is a full season version of this where at the very end, hang on, let me just see what's going on. But at the end of the marathon, it's just who scored the most points throughout the season. So you don't have to worry about correlations. You don't have to worry about stacking. And quite honestly, for me, I prefer it that way, right? I don't want to have to worry about stacking and correlation. I like the eliminator for that reason. I like the idea of worrying about stacking and correlation if the field isn't aware of it. But because on Underdog, BBM, and then the puppy, the field is so hyper aware of the strategy, it kind of takes away much of the benefit that you might get. So one of the things about me is I like playing games with an edge. I like winning. I want, and my fun of fantasy football, aside from just I love football, like watching as much football as I can, and this gives me that reason. But the other part that's always been fun for me is dissecting and beating a game. Every time I play any game, give me fucking, I'll play backgammon. I'll play any game. I try to figure out, is there an edge? Is there some move or approach that I can figure out that the person I'm playing against maybe doesn't know that will give me an advantage over them? And, you know, and that's how you win that game. I don't care what it is. I used to play rummy as a kid. And like I discovered an advantage that if you didn't like put your cards down too soon, other people couldn't put their shit down on top of your cards, or you could surprise them and get a big number. So it's like, I always liked finding little strategies for games. And that's a lot of what writing the books and diving into the data this offseason, that's what I've been doing. I play DFS. I want to beat this game. That's why I'm so obsessed with the back testing. That's why I'm so obsessed with looking at systems to try to improve. I play it. I want to beat it. And I'm putting in like massive, massive effort to try to pull that off. It's that simple. So will it? Ooh, look, Olave's still there. Wow, some good players still on the board. That's bonkers. Judkins over Scattaboo? You guys are crazy. I did it. I finally pulled off what I've been wanting to pull off. Yeah, you're looking at like first week schedules. But I would say this. With the eliminator, a lot of people also are not really paying attention to bye weeks. And it's very important to pay attention to bye weeks in the eliminator, which I think gives an advantage. You cannot have if you have a heavy bye week, you're going to be eliminated that week. You can't allow like one quarterback or have two quarterbacks and have them both on bye week 4. Kent, the one thing I'd say with this is just like, I'm not trying to make it to week 4. I'm trying to make it to week 10 or 11. Vishace, I didn't play Poker Stars. I didn't come from a poker playing background, really. I didn't believe in, even when I discovered FanDuel in 2011, I was like, gambling online, that's shady. You know, I didn't really like the idea of doing anything for money online. I figured anything online for money was a scam. As it turned, you know, listen, the world is different now. So you hear that and you're like, man, you sound so stupid. But that's what it was like then. How do you do daily drafts when no games for 2 months? Dude, you got to get ready, man. What do you think is going on? What do you think these football players are doing? They're in training camp. They're going to training camp. They're getting their reps in. You got to get your reps in. Got to exercise your fantasy football muscles, or else they get all soft, bro. Your fantasy football. You got to exercise your fantasy football brain all season long. You don't want them to go soft and numb. So think of it like mini camp, training camp, the OTAs. You know, you start doing these drafts all summer long. You know what the ADPs are. You know who's good. You know who's moving up and down. You know where players go. And then you get in your home league with your friends. And they're like, I just bought the Lindy's magazine. I know what to do. Like, they have no clue. They have no clue. And you're ready. You know, you're like, yeah, I got Javante round 3, bitch. Suck it. I got Montgomery. Touchdown machine. They're all like, Montgomery sucks. So no, he's good. He's going to be just fine. So you'll be in the headspace for your draft. You got to do these off-season drafts. I was never, by the way, I don't know if this was related, but when the start of DFS season happened last year too, man, we were killing it. Like we had a great early run. And I think like it was because I put so much effort into the best ball last season. Am I not paying? Who's paying? What do you mean? Who's paying if not me? No, we're paying for the draft. Definitely paying. Telling you. Got to be drafting all season long. No site creds. I got to get some site credits. I bet I could get, by the way, wicked good. I actually think you're right. I think I'm doing these fucking streams. I should be able to get some site credits. I'm going to make some phone calls. Underdog. Why don't I have site credits? Somebody got to make a call for me or something. Yeah. I want the credits. I'm not too proud. I ain't too proud to draft for free. I'll draft free. I'll take the charity or whatever it is. Give me some credits, bro. I'm going to make some phone calls. That sounds great. And by the way, wicked good. I think you're right. I shouldn't be paying. I agree with you. But you should be drafting this time of year. You get the best drafts this time of year. First of all, you get your brain focused on fantasy football. What else are you doing? You ain't got nothing else going on. Of course, yeah, right. Peter Porker. Can I get some credits around here? Seriously, this is not even a joke. I'm like, if you're watching, representatives, if you're watching, send me some side creds. Of course, you get the stack in the one contest where you don't need the stack. Like, you don't need a stack in here. Don't worry about going off the wall, guys. I took 4 running backs in a row. Did you not see? Actually, I got to put up the right screen for you guys. You're looking at my actual playing screen. I did something crazy. I had a reasoning for it. I had a thought. It's like, fuck it. 4 run. You know what? I really feel I'm going to get through. I feel like this is going to be one of my best teams. I just switched it up. I have some concerns at certain positions, but I think I got to keep hammering these wide receivers for now. Nah, no rookie. Let's go Fierce Pierce. Yeah. I don't worry at all about stacks. I just don't care. I draft this exactly like I would draft a season-long team. Not if the stack happens, I'm not mad at it, but I'm not actively looking to make it happen either. That's kind of how I draft these. I don't care about a stack. I don't need any correlation. Wait, let me get you the big screen. By the way, let's do this. Let's get the better view going for everybody here. Yeah, let's do that in a second. Let's bring on the big screen. I need to get some side creds. I feel like your Waddle binge came after the Sislowski rant about why Waddle's going to be such a good player this year. All right, we're around pick 90. So this is where the tight ends start to melt. Yeah, there goes Pitts. The tight ends start to melt off around here. Don't have to get a tight end. Still, I'm very soft at wide receiver. This is also where the quarterbacks quickly start to melt away, and I see a couple of decent ones, so I think I know what I'm doing next. All right, we'll take T-Law. Wicked Good is Canadian. Got to get in here on Underdog. DraftKings. Underdog. Underdog.com. Promo code DFS Army. Sign up over there. Maybe they'll send me some site creds. Use code DFS Army. They'll definitely give you like $100 free to draft with. But some site creds, that would be great, guys. Send me something. I need that. I've got my first quarterback off the board, Trevor Lawrence. 4 starting running backs, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, David Montgomery, Scattaboo. Let's go. I love it. I've been planning to do this. Just grab 4 running backs in the eliminator. I have a feeling those will be the best lineups. Of course, Montgomery and Scattaboo have an overlapping bye week, but generally, I like the approach. And then you just fill it out with as many freaking wide receivers as you can get. You know, tight ends late, wide receivers. Got to get your 2 quarterbacks in there at some point, but you know what? Just let it ride. The running backs are covered. That's the whole idea. Like, you do it, and you got your running back talent in there. You're fine. Tucker Kraft. Wow. At 102. Almost. Yep. There's still a bunch of good wide receivers, you know, throughout the entire draft. They just keep being there. So, you know, you can miss one, but other ones will be there. The running backs really die quick. Like at some point, there's just nothing at running back except for backups. So I do tend to think that, yeah, take more of those running backs early, get that second level of wide receiver going. Squeeze in a quarterback and a tight end when you can, and call it an eliminator. Chris Rodriguez. Yeah, Tyrone 127. So he's got some time. Quarterbacks are about to start to melt away, I would say, based on how this draft looks. Yeah, we should start to see those quarterbacks melting. I still have no tight end. we're getting to the tight end danger zone yet. Not quite. 114. I think this spot, I just can't really resist the bargain. What do I have with my T? I don't know if I like that, but I took my second quarterback. I'm covered at QB. Now we've got 4 running backs, 4 wide receivers, definitely light at wide receiver, and still going to need to fill out the tight end spot. So we'll see how that all comes together. I still need a tight end as well, and I can't just keep waiting, so I'm going to have to get something. Sweet corn. I thought sweet corn, when you said that, was not, I thought that was code for something like that I didn't know what it was. And then I was like, I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to sound like somebody who didn't know what it was. But I saw it and I was like, sweet corn? What is that? Like, I don't know. I didn't realize you meant actual corn. Oh, wow. Everybody's on this. First of all, I'm from New York, but we got sweet corn around here. It comes from Jersey. Comes from the slums of Trenton. Sweet corn. Little Jersey corn. It's not sweet. The Jersey corn is more bitter. Like fuck you. Jersey corn is like fuck you. It's like not sweet. It's like harsh corn. Ash, do you get it? Jersey corn? Fuck you. Because the sweet corn comes from Iowa. Like everybody's nice in Iowa. My point is no one's nice in New Jersey. Everybody's like, fuck you. I don't know if that went over. Where's my laugh track? Hold on. Yeah. Like New Jersey. Fuck you. They get it. They got it. All right. Got the tight end filled in. Everybody has sweet corn except for New Jersey. You know what my issue is right now? I don't have enough wide receiver talent on this team. We got to add some. Ricky Pearsall and Alec Pierce, that's like begging for an injury. And Rome Odunze or Devontae Adams. By the way, I'm looking at my team right now, and I just thought about it. Devontae Adams, Rome Odunze, Alec Pierce, and Ricky Pearsall. Would it surprise any of you at all if all 4 of those guys were injured by like week 6? Wicked good. Are you on the Canada side of the Minnesota border? Are we talking to like some Alberta, Saskatchewan, Saskatoon province? Alberta? Saskatchewan? Alberta. BC. I got a friend called DFS Up North that lives around there. Yeah, here we go. We got to start taking our guys. Yeah, Porker. Literally all of my whole team of wide receivers could be injured by week 3. I was like, what? I just looked up and realized that. Winnipeg. Oh. Did I miss a province? What are the provinces? Newfoundland, Quebec. That's a province. Ontario. Alberta. Saskatchewan? BC. British Columbia. Yeah. Wouldn't that be funny? But you know what? This is the eliminator. If they can last till like week 8 or 9, I'm making big money. All right, we're getting towards the end of this draft here. Let me pay attention. I've got 2 quarterbacks, 4 stud running backs. It's fine. Only 1 tight end. Wide receiver group, just 5. They're getting skinny. Not that many left. Still plenty of good tight ends left. I'm good. There's a pile of pretty decent tight ends. Oh shit. That was close. All right, got Zach Branch. Didn't even know what the hell was going on at that moment. Was busy organizing my stuff. Oh yeah, I got to get some tight ends. Jace. Winnipeg. Did I miss one? That's what it was. Like I'm pretty decent at I would say decent at geography, but you know, not great. Not good. Let's see who's in the draft with us. Ray, Zanny, bro. You're killing me. You're killing me with this draft. Amon-Ra, Lamb, Higgins, McMillan, and Neighbors. Steven, it's so heavy. It's so heavy wide receiver early. That is like a great puppy draft. Should I nail down? No, I got to get the tight end going. Got to get the tight ends going. Hawkinson. There's still good wide receivers left. Still good tight ends left. There's plenty of starting quarterbacks. Kind of. Yeah, starting quarterbacks. Still available. Ash, what the hell were you doing in like Winnipeg? What were you doing there? Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. But you got to get past week 1. You need running backs in this format. That's why they're dropping. I feel like every time you get sucked into that same trap because it feels so good, but really, yeah, I mean, that is right. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba going there, and just I guess I can't blame anybody. Amon-Ra going there is really crazy. That is crazy. I don't blame you. And then by this point, yeah, all the good ones are gone, and you're like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I get it. But then you just took Malik Neighbors because you were like, screw all of you. Ah, that makes sense. I'm like, why would you go to Winnipeg? I live like not that far from there, and I've never been there. I've never been a lot of places. I've been to Europe a few times. Greece, Italy. Been to Mexico. Other islands in the Caribbean, Aruba, Dominican Republic, all those kind of places. Jamaica, Bahamas, all that shit. Been to Cabo on the other side. I've been to Vegas, but I've never been to California. Haven't been to Arizona. Texas. Never been in Texas. Have I been to Texas? I was supposed to go to Texas, and then I didn't go. You know, I've been up and down the East Coast. I'm not even mention that, but like, haven't been around too much. I get around. Frank the Tank. What happens when we get Tank Dell? What happened?
In my pants.
Ray, you better take some running backs, man. McConkey and Krosky Merritt. Hey, what's up, Santana? This is fun. I feel like these streams, a best ball stream, it kind of reminds me of like what goes on Kick, like video game streams. The kids do it. The youngsters. I still need some tight ends, and we are not sitting on a whole lot of good ones. Just got 2. Ugh. We're to fire quite a few puffs into this vape. It's amazing that I'm able to draft it all. Oh, yeah. All right, let's take a look at all these. Let's take a look at everybody's draft. Ray, Zanny, trying to make up for that lack of... Now, first 2 tight ends off the board. Oh, I'm on the clock. Jeez. How does it sneak up on you so fast? Turd Ferguson. In my belly. I've already got 7 wide receivers, 3 tight ends now. 4 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. I didn't do a full search of every... You know what? I'll do a quick, did somebody fuck up bad? Let's see here. Everybody looks pretty good. Air Jeff, Bijan, and Jordan Love. I don't know about Tracy for your RB3. Again, guys, take more fucking running backs than this. Beta runner, Gibbs, Javante, I like it. Aggressive. Dowdle and White, beta runner. That's what I like to see. Strong running back action. Kenny the Jet, I don't think you're in this. Oh, Kenny the Jet, he's in here. Chase, Nico took the value. Brees Hall, Swift, Bucky. Ugh, don't like Bucky. Don't like Bucky there ahead of Bajal Tootin. Oh, no. No, take Bajal Tootin ahead of Bucky. After that, we got Joe Burrow, Metcalf, Reed, Pittman, just getting it going. Aaron Jones, Kittle, and Henry. Be careful with Kittle in the eliminator. Be careful with Kittle in the eliminator, Kenny the Jet. If that guy doesn't start week 1, it's almost like you wasted the pick. Because you didn't make it to week 2. Because you got fucking George Kittle and he's hurt. Right? He might not play. But he might play, so you could be fine. Who else? Board the cap. Janty, Bowers, Jacobs, Pollard. Notice I'm only really looking at your running backs because, that's my main focus in the eliminator. I think you got to have strong running back power in order to advance in that contest. If it's anything like fantasy football, that's kind of how it would go. What are we around 18? 17, huh? Let's see. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get Colby, Parkinson. So I've now comboed Parkinson and Turd Ferguson because I thought I was pretty weak at tight end, and I liked having that whole thing. Baltimore, Maryland. Maryland's going to be about 5 hours, probably 5 hours south of where I am. I'm in New York. I've been to Ocean City, Maryland. I've been to Washington, D.C. It's about a 5-hour drive south from where I am. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. Let's see what else we got going. Looking at the rest. Home Dog. Who's in here with me? Jordy Nelson? Is that the real Jordy Nelson? I think I board the cap in here. Yeah, I talked about yours. Lots of good running backs. Janty, Jacobs. You got Olave and Burden. Be careful. You know, let's see what Burden does. Danger pick this year. Pollard. And you got Blake Corum in there. I like that. Three quarterbacks. Board the cap. Again, one piece of advice. Do make sure to try to get 3 tight ends in this format if you can. I'm going to try to get that third quarterback here as well. But you do want to try to get those 3 tight ends. Like in this last round, I'm usually making sure I have a third one. Even if it's just like someone who can give me some freaking points. The other guy gets hurt. This one's on a bye. I just need anything. So try to get that. I'm taking the starting quarterback here for the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson, with my pick. Why not? Why not? Yeah, 3573. There it is. Kent, man. That's what's up, man. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if this is the first time you've jumped in on one of these, but you know, like and subscribe. We go live here 3 times a week doing these streams, and we're about 2 weeks away from we're about 2 weeks away from DFS season. Like August is DFS season, and we're gonna still do some best ball streaming, but we're also gonna do back test streaming. We're gonna get ready for DFS season. So make sure everybody, if you're hung around this long, I appreciate you, like all that shit. You're ready to subscribe. You're my people. But we are going to make sure that you guys, as well as me, kick fucking ass this DFS season. We're going to do a ton of back testing. We're going to show you all of the results. We're going to do it together. And the reason I like to do back testing, even after I've tested it and I know something works, is because when you feel it, when you click the button and you see the win happen, it will train your brain to accept that these numbers and these approaches work. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Somebody call Underdog. Get me some site creds. All right? I need that shit. I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate it. Let's go out with the song. I'm going out with the, we're going out with the best ball song. All right. Going out with it. Take care, everybody.